Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk more Fringe. I feel like I'm just starting these reactions now, and it's kind of weird because I did my reaction to the pilot months ago, back when I did Pilot Week. For those of you that know, for the channel, I was picking out a bunch of new shows for my summer viewing. I didn't pick Fringe then, but I've picked it now, and so that reaction's a little dated, but I've just rewatched the pilot on my own just to refresh my memory, get back into the vibe, and now I'm ready to jump into episode 2. I don't have a ton to say, but what I am excited for is another more traditional network television show in the vein of Lost, and yet this is more of a Monster of the Week vibe. There's certainly a long through thread that's been hinted at with Massive Dynamic and the pattern, and I'm sure a lot more is going to come to light as we progress, but this makes me think of the X-Files. Obviously there's a lot of comparisons there, but I really dig the vibe established in the pilot. I'm ready to jump into some episodes and learn more about this world, and we'll talk a heck of a lot more about this episode at the end, so stick around for the post-reaction commentary. If you haven't yet subscribed, now's a perfect time to do so. I've got 100+ episodes of this show to go through, so you don't want to miss any of them. That's my point. Subscribe, don't forget to like. I'd love to hear your comments afterwards about this episode and what I've got in store for me. Please try and avoid spoilers, that would be greatly appreciated. And with that, let's jump into episode 2 of Fringe. This one's called The Same Old Story.
You're not married, are you?
Not that it's any of my business.
You want to know my real name or what?
Yes, I do.
My mom couldn't even spell Lorraine right.
What's this boy up to? Is he going to inject her, or is he going to inject himself? Oh, there's different ones. There's yellow and there's green. What? Lorraine, Daisy, what are you up to?
What's happening?
Has he already done something to her? What is in her? He's just leaving her? It looked like he was getting ready to do something to her, not that something was already happening.
What? I'm not pregnant.
Instant pregnancy. Okay.
Time for anesthetic.
What is that
What the hell was that?
noise? What is it? It's not gonna be a baby. Okay, we got lots of good screams in those opening moments. Whew. I'm not going to worry too much about all the symbols in the title, now that I know that it's just an alphabet.
While the details are still coming in, it appears to be another anomaly whose mysteries and origins remain the sole purpose of this committee.
She's the one that
I called you together
interviewed
tonight to introduce
the
you to my new
dead
team,
Scott
who
at
I've
the end
tasked to
of
assist us in our
at
investigation
the
of
end of
these
the pilot.
events.
You theorize that Bishop's previous work may itself be the root of all these unexplained phenomena.
Given that he's been hugging a padded cell for 17 years, I think we can probably exclude him as a suspect.
What were you thinking when you recruited Olivia Dunham?
I was thinking that a woman who didn't hesitate to follow the evidence and expose the man she loved at the cost of great personal pain and embarrassment must surely be worthy of our trust.
How many unsolved cases does Scott have that might be part of the pattern?
Apparently there's something we need to see.
And there's something...
It can't wait.
Welcome to the
Walter.
FBI.
Hey, Walter, come on, we got... Walter?
What the hell are you doing in there again?
There was a patient. He would sing, row, row, row your boat every night. Funny how difficult it is to sleep without that song.
That's nice. We gotta go, Walter.
My guess is Peter's singing row, row, row your boat to Walter before the episode's over.
She's a Jane Doe.
Did the baby survive?
The newborn was convulsing, screaming in obvious pain. It was growing. before their eyes.
So where's the baby now?
How old is it?
It remained alive for nearly half an hour, finally dying from natural causes.
Natural causes? I don't understand.
Okay, hold on a sec.
Dr. Bishop, any idea how something like this might happen?
I think you're probably expecting a bit much, Mr. Boyles.
Mitosis. I'll need to run extensive tests, get these bodies to a lab. Therefore, of course, I'll need a lab immediately.
Doctor, you have one. Do you not remember that?
No, but that's fantastic news.
Let's assume for a second that Bundle of Joy here is for real.
Poor Walter.
What are we doing here?
I need you to come with me.
Walter?
Walter.
Do you see what I'm doing here?
Hey, relax.
I can't figure this out with a girl buzzing in my ear.
Lorraine Daisy Alcott.
That's just sad.
1 R.
Mom can't spell it. Oh.
It's some kind of orange gel.
Open the cabinet.
Why?
There are gonna be sheets in there.
DNA?
Okay, how'd you do that?
I know who was in that room.
What?
The killer, I know his profile. It was a case that John and I worked. Serial murders in New Jersey and New York, and
Oh.
we never caught him.
Okay, then tell me. How'd the killer do it?
Okay. Okay. So she knows his pattern. That's cool.
Each time he'd kill 5 young women within a few days. He'd pick them up, and then he'd give them a muscle paralyzer. Go through their nasal cavity and remove a piece of their brain.
And all of this connects to magic old man baby and the pregnant woman. How?
I don't know.
It's like he was getting ready to do that,
Means he's gonna kill again.
but he's like developed a rapid growth semen or something.
Look, Olivia, you have nothing to prove.
Yeah, I do. I have to live with the fact that I didn't see him for who he really was. Whatever awful things he did, I should have stopped them.
Most guys bring me to a hotel.
Wow.
Those windows have a really great view of the bridge. Go check it out.
She has no alarms going off that the guys brought her to like an abandoned factory. This guy hardly looks old enough to have been killing 12 years ago.
Over here.
Is he milking the cow?
What are you doing?
DNA results confirm my suspicions that the woman was impregnated by a man who was the result of experiments in this very lab around 30 years ago.
So you know how this happened?
No.
So then what's this wonderful news?
I remembered where I parked my car.
Really?
I guess that's important. Maybe.
314159.
Those are the numbers of pi.
Pi, it's 6 digits.
Yeah. 3.14159.
You have no idea where I've hidden things.
Friend of yours?
It's a hand.
Oh, I certainly hope
Is it a 5 fingers or 6? Pituitary gland. He's taking out the pituitary gland. Isn't the pituitary related to physical growth? Is he taking the pituitary glands to cure himself or control himself, or because he's doing 5 at a time?
Did you just say pituitary gland?
Mm-hmm.
Did I?
Well, that's how he killed.
Advanced rapid aging can be induced artificially by manipulating the pituitary gland. Penrose, I remember him, a former colleague of mine.
She's awake? This guy's got medical training for sure. I don't think we're gonna solve this before she dies.
You worked with Dr. Bishop, manipulating growth hormones at the end of the Vietnam War.
Yes. As sorry as I was to hear about Dr. Bishop's incarceration, I believe it was the best thing that could ever happen to humanity.
All of humanity.
No one in power should ever learn what he knows.
Yeah, he meant what he said.
He's not telling us everything.
I worked with the Defense Department. We were tasked with a program designed to cultivate soldiers. Quite literally.
Clones.
Within 3 years, aged to the equivalent of a 21-year-old male. A soldier in prime condition. The only problem was, once started, we couldn't turn the aging off. But I believe that someone has made a breakthrough, that the killer is the product.
And the pregnant woman at the hospital.
She was an accident. And the killer's condition was passed on to the baby.
Even condoms are not 100% effective. You too should be aware of this.
So someone must have heard her scream, and he couldn't go through with his plan. He couldn't kill her. Which is why he didn't kill this girl at a motel, because he was scared. And if his MO's changed, then we have nothing.
This is okay. We're making
Why
progress.
don't you tell her that everything's going to be okay?
I thought you had a way with women.
Thanks, Dad.
Christopher!
Somebody knows it.
The FBI came to see me today.
Oh. Dad?
Son, we have to be so careful.
You just need to get one more, and you'll be okay again.
One more.
Jules Verne, his lesser-known masterwork, The Kip Brothers, in which he posited that the last image seen in life, right at the
burn on the inside of the eyelids,
is permanently imprinted on the retina of the eye.
Also a work of fiction.
When was it you lost your imagination, son?
We need a piece of equipment. It's a laser optic hardware. Very crazy and very, very hard to find. But as it turns out, only one company has the patent.
Massive Dynamics.
I have reservations about asking Massive Dynamic for a favor.
Before he died, Agent Scott suggested that this was more than a coincidence that you recruited me for this assignment.
Do you mind if I ask you a personal question about you and Agent Scott? The very last time you were intimate, were you safe?
Nightmare? This has got to be a nightmare.
Miss Sharp will see you now. The electronic pulse camera. Travel safely, Agent Dunham.
Okay. Oh boy. That's an eyeball. Kudos to the props department, let me tell you. Not sure why they had to pull the eye all the way out to do that. They're still just accessing through the pupil, but it's fun TV. What's Dad helping him with the surgery?
This is taking too long. If he's already picked up another victim...
Patient, you always were.
As if you ever knew me well enough to make a statement like that.
Did you see that?
What was that?
Can you focus?
It's the view of the bridge.
Slide projector.
That's Sergeant Bridge. That's in Stoke.
Image mapping database.
Yeah, Google Earth time.
1600 block of Bond Street.
I've got a gray sedan parked outside Unit 17 at 8:05 a.m.
I've got the same vehicle 8 hours later.
That's the estimated time of death of our last victim.
If you get
Okay, it's a gray sedan. That doesn't exactly help, but...
Worked!
I'm digging Walter. When does Peter get a gun? Right now all he's doing is swinging a flashlight around. Too late.
Put your hands up.
She's alive.
Is there anyone else here?
Yeah.
Safety's on the right. Do not let him move.
Oh. He gets a gun.
Freeze!
By the time we arrest him, he's gonna be... old.
Hey, back off! Just making popcorn.
Walter, I'm with a woman in her mid-20s. She is going into cardiac arrest due to an overdose of anesthesia.
Do you have any cocaine?
Cocaine? No.
I have to shock her heart.
Yeah. Look at his hair going gray.
It's not working.
Well, you have to crank it, what?
Alright.
Hey.
Homemade defibrillator.
Good work, son. Good work.
He's just enjoying his popcorn. Frickin' Walter. Yeah, he's gonna be an old man.
He should have let me die. His mistake. But he was blinded because he loved me.
Just like she's blinded to Scott's flaws because she loved him. That's why she's so mad at herself she didn't see it.
Well, we're grateful for your help.
Seems you're settling well into your new position.
You're offering me a job.
I believe a position here would speed your effort to find answers.
You're referring to the pattern.
Among other things.
Huh. This massive dynamic wants to know what's going on too, which means it's not them. Or they want to stop her looking by giving her a job.
Certain private individuals have been granted clearance regarding the pattern, including Mina Sharp. But that clearance is limited. Did she mention the pattern? Did she comment or ask you anything about the details of your investigation?
She said you were a good man. She offered me a job.
And what did you say to that?
I told her you were going to give me a raise.
Negotiating 101.
Peter told me about my former colleague and his son. It's one of the inherent pitfalls of being a scientist, trying to maintain that distinction between God's domain and our own. Sometimes I forget myself.
That really is the best description, isn't it? He forgets himself.
If you've read my file, then you know the truth about Peter's medical history.
There was no mention of any medical history.
Yeah.
I suppose then there's no need.
But you just piqued her curiosity. What's Peter's medical history?
2, 3, 8, 13, 21, 34.
Fibonacci sequence.
55.
Hey,
I was trying to lull myself to sleep.
you think you could do that in your head?
Wasn't I? 2, 21. 610.
Row, row, row your boat
Told you.
gently down the stream.
Is that you?
Yes, Walter, it's me. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream.
I'm digging it. I like the rhythm. I really like our three main characters. I like our core team. Walter especially, obviously. He's just such an enigma, trying to figure him out. He lets slip with these things that just, like, set off alarms of curiosity, like his son's medical history that we had no idea was a thing, but now ought to be. Clearly that'll reveal itself sometime in the future. But it seems like Walter's had this, prior to his 17 years in the mental institution, he had a very busy career, tons of scientific partners, and all sorts of research, including rapid aging, for instance. And this is just sort of a, yes, it's a standalone episode, but it also just starts establishing the players in this world beyond the cases. You know, who do we trust at the FBI? What's Massive Dynamic all about? They sound like they're just as curious in the pattern as the federal government is, but there's two possible solutions here. They want Olivia to work for them. So either they think she's got a unique ability to investigate this and reach some conclusions, or, more likely in my mind, they don't want her investigating too closely, and they'd rather put her on payroll and send her down blind alleys instead. So, but for now, they're very interested and they're cooperating. They're loaning her equipment. Yeah. You know, Olivia's still dealing with this blind spot of hers. Why did she not, she's just sort of consumed by this idea. Why didn't she see that Agent Scott was up to something? And it's all about love. It's like the old version of the killer at the very end, blinded by love. But I love that we're going to be revisiting some of their old cases, that she'll have some familiarity with these cases, and Walter's insight will lead them in completely new directions. That's a fun thing. But I one of the things I really love about shows like this, and why it's so reminiscent of the X-Files, is we're just so creative in the monster of the week idea. You can go back to classic tropes, things that have been done time and time again on television and in the movies, or you can talk about a guy who has some sort of incredibly rapid aging gene in his system, and he accidentally impregnates a woman, and that's how she dies. This baby grows from nothing in her in a matter of minutes, and within hours dies an old man. That's crazy. It's a totally cool, original idea. I dig it. It's just fun and novel, and keeps the show original. I mean, yeah, it's only 2 episodes. Let's see if they can keep it up. But I like that this is sort of the precedent they're setting. This is, buckle your seatbelts kind of stuff. We're gonna, nothing's off the table. We're gonna have a lot of fun dreaming up these ideas, these fringe scientific ideas. Why not see if we can capture an image on the retina of a dead woman? Why not revisit all these debunked scientific theories of the past and have some fun with them? Put a modern spin on them and play around. I think it's a super cool idea. I like the energy of it all. It's too early to speculate about bigger agendas and what's happening in the background and what the through story is. So these commentaries are probably going to remain on the shorter side until we get deeper into that story. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued and I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to this ride. I hope you guys are too. I know there's a really passionate Fringe fan base out there. I hope you guys are discovering this. I hope you're ready to go on the ride with me. I'm really looking forward to the journey. I'd love to hear your comments. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm looking forward to interacting with all of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.